One of my favorite hobbies is balloon twisting, and I learned how to do this by checking out books from my local library, like this one. I also attended a summer reading program where a balloon twister came and taught my children and I how to twist balloons, and she told us where to buy the supplies. So it's something that we enjoy as a family, and we share with other families and friends when we go to birthday parties, and it's a lot of fun. I've even gotten paid um, to do birthday party before, and that was a lot of fun. So it's it's all because I love because of my love for books. And I first fell in love with books as a child when the bookmobile would come through my neighborhood. It would park right in front of my house. My sisters and I would run out and climb aboard what looked like an RV, but it had been converted into a library. And we would check out a bunch of books and try to read them all. Of course, we didn't read them all, and we would just return them and check out more. I was not a strong reader as a child, but I gained a love for books, and I became a strong reader when my children came along and I started reading to them. So our family really enjoys the library and reading reading books and utilizes our library. But I fear that, like bookmobiles, the library might become just a memory. And I think that it's really important to preserve the opportunities that we've enjoyed as children for future children to enjoy as well. Several of the libraries, the schools in our school district have closed their libraries. So they've taken the books and they've integrated them into the classrooms by they've matched the book level to a grade level, and they've put the books in the classrooms. A couple of the schools have integrated their books into the public library system, so the children walk or take a bus to the public library to have access to books instead of having them on site at school. ReachOutAndRead.org says, reading aloud helps children acquire early language skills, develop positive associations with books and reading, and helps children build a stronger foundation for school success. So reading and having access to books is extremely important for the success of children to succeed in school and then for their future. And there's an alarming number of adults that don't know how to read, and actually the numbers are a little bit sketchy because Wikipedia.org says that the literacy rates are difficult to measure. A rough estimate is that about 15% of the American population is illiterate, but Jonathan Kazul, author of a book titled Illiterate America, says that that number is probably pretty low because of the inaccuracy of measuring it. That's based on the census report, and he says that most of the people that fill out the census report are literate, but that if there's a household full of people, that of course the one or two persons that are literate would be the ones filling those out, but it doesn't necessarily accurately portray the amount of illiteracy in their home. So that's why he says it's kind of iffy. So, but 15%, even if that's a low number, is quite a bit. And one of the things that is available through libraries, there usually is a literacy program where volunteers come in and help people to learn to read and write. And if you have time, you can be a volunteer at a library and help minimize or help alleviate that problem in our communities. Using our libraries helps keep them in operation, and that's because it costs money to operate libraries, of course, to staff them and have new materials and maintain the buildings. And if we're not using the libraries, then our local governments may choose not to invest in them. And funds are allocated to libraries based on patronage. So library administration tracks the circulation of materials and program attendance, and then they distribute funds accordingly based on those numbers and the usage of the resources that are available, how they're being used, and what's needed. Let's see. According to the American Camp Association, during the summer, children experience summer learning loss. That's when, so when they're not involved in high quality programs with opportunities for skill building, they can lose up to or forget up to 2 months of academic instruction, particularly in reading and math when they're not in school. So summer reading programs can help alleviate that. They can help to minimize that summer learning loss. And it also helps to keep children out of trouble during the summer as well. Excuse me. The ultimate consequence of lack of education in communities affects us all. Most of the people that can't read live in poverty, and so they're supported by our government system. So it's really important to have educated people in our communities, and it starts with educating children, but like I said, through literacy programs we can also help alleviate that in adults as well. So if you have not used your library card in a while, or you don't have one, go out and get one. Oops. It's fairly easy. You just need to take usually it just takes an ID and proof of address, and you can obtain a library card. And even if you think you're not going to check items out of the library, there's a plethora of online resources available as well. So go out and get yourself a library card and use it. Thank you.